What's up, y'all? In this video, I'll be showing you how to automatically set up Smartlead domains via the API. We'll be starting from scratch so guys can see everything that I think through as I'm building these automations. And if you are interested, just head over to afonto.com/automations. This automation is going to be there along with dozens and dozens of other 100% free automations. So let's get started. When we're trying to do something like this, the first thing that I'm going to ask myself is, does the API even exist? And so when we go to api.smartlead.ai and we search domain, this is all that exists. So this API does not exist. So we actually need to use something else, which is undocumented APIs. And so to access undocumented APIs, you simply need to inspect on your browser and go to network, go to network, XHR, right? So this is going to allow you to see all of the APIs that are running in the background. And by the way, this process can be used across any app. And so this is how I have APIs for Clay, even though they don't have any API docs. This is how I have some cool stuff going on with Smartlead and other applications. And so let's grab a domain over here, go afonto.com. Let's create this domain. When we go ahead and create domain, it's going to pop up with several suggestions. So we've got all of these different domains, but we can also see what allowed us to get it. It was this request URL over here that has the domain, right? And as a response, it's going to give us available domains that we can purchase through Smartlead, right? So this is the process. Now let's start a brand new automation. So what I'm going to start with is a data store. And so the reason I use a data store is in order for myself to get records that I don't need to remember all the time. So one of them is the Smartlead login. And so my login is extremely long so that people don't hack me, right? And then we're going to be using this other modules that I've got already so that we just don't have to do it again. So the first one is going to get the Smartlead token. And so this one, you use this request URL, this post content, you input your email, your password, and then this is how you can go ahead and log in. As you can see, I put my password like this, but you can actually manually type it if you want to, right? So boom, we got the Smartlead token. The reason we're going to use the Smartlead token is so that we can get authorization to use these undocumented APIs. And so when you do authorization bearer and then you put your token, that's going to allow you to use undocumented APIs. Next up, we need to actually grab that URL that we had gotten from Smartlead. And so this URL is this right here with the domain name goafonto.com. And so throughout your onboarding process, you might actually want to have like a ChatGPT module or something of that nature, which just generates a few domains that you can easily search through Smartlead and then see what's available, right? But this is what we're going to use, goafonto.com. And then the request content, we don't actually need to put anything since this is going to be a get method. And so the way we know that it's a get method, when we go back to the undocumented APIs, as you can see, it says get. We don't need to worry about that. And so boom, let's go ahead and call this get domains. So get domains, boom. And then let's go ahead and run it. And so when we run it, what we should be expecting is suggestions similar to these. So goafonto.com, all of these, right? All of these we should be expecting. So let's click on this. Let's go to the data. Let's go to the suggestions. We've got an array. And as you can see, we've got all of these domain suggestions, right? Now, the next step here is just following the process. So we actually just do things manually and see how they work. So the first thing we're going to need to do is select domains. And so when we select domains, it's going to do a bunch of stuff here. None of it seems impactful at all. Click Save Next. Then it asks for our first and last name. So let's go ahead and put my name. Boom. Let's put my last name over here. Boom. Let's click Save Next. And so it needs our profile picture. And so I'll go ahead and upload a picture. And as the picture is uploading, some way that we can actually do this via the API. So as you can see, the image is here. It's being loaded. Some way that we can do this via the API is by using a simple LinkedIn profile enrichment. And so I've got a Clay table here, which just has a LinkedIn profile with a URL, and we can enrich the person. And when we enrich the person, we can do a photo, right? We can do a photo And then you see like this is the URL for the picture, and so we can easily upload that to Smartlead via the API as well. That being said, there's probably a way to do it without Clay, just using a simple enriching module. We'll get there when we get there, but for now, this is the play, right? So let's go ahead, click Save Next, and then let's look at the things. Okay, so we've got a new one. So auto-generate mailboxes. Now we've got this request URL, which we can actually go ahead and plop into the automation here. So get domains. Let's go ahead, clone this, boom. And so I'll just call this one like buy domains, because that's what it seemed like it was doing. So buy domains. Let's put the URL over here. So boom. And then let's go ahead and grab the payload, which is going to essentially be what we input in the request content. And so we also want to change the method to post again, because that's what the URL was telling us. So now let's look at what the components of this are. So we've got the domains inside an array. We've got the first name, we've got the last name, and then we've got the vendor, and then we've got the limit. So I'm not actually sure what the limit is, but I know what the vendor inbox automate is. So this is something that you can determine as you're thinking through, like which ones do you want? Do you want Microsoft? Do you want Google? Do you want an SMTP provider? And so I'm sure like one of these. So actually, if we could just go ahead and duplicate. So let's duplicate and let's just do like 2. When we do 2, what does it show? So something, it's something. I'm sure it's like the other provider. Let's do 3. What does 3 do? Anyways, you're going to have to go through that process and figure out what the underlying vendor IDs and vendor names are. Okay, so boom, we've got the domains. So this is how it's determining which domains to purchase. And so the first name and the last name we can actually determine during our onboarding process. So our onboarding process, we can ask the client, who do you want the person's name to be? And by the way, even the Clay idea with this, you can actually just ask them to upload a picture. So in your onboarding questionnaire, you can ask for their picture. Okay, so this is easy. We just get it from the client. And by the way, when we go to my onboarding automation, we've got a section over here which is getting the client. And so we can get the client information with that. Now we just need the domains. Okay, so to get the domains, we just need to essentially add a module which is going to be a text aggregator. So text aggregator. And what this is going to do is get the domain names. Okay, so this is an array, so it's not going to work. We actually need to parse this array into individual components. So let's go ahead, do the suggestions, boom, boom, boom. Now we can actually look at it. And so the way that it was structured is just domains with brackets separated by commas. And so row separator, other, and we could just do a comma, right? So boom, comma, comma. And then now we can actually just go ahead, unlink, run once, run anyway. And so for that specific domain, now we have an iterator that goes through the tools and then it outputs the domains like this. So we've got all of these domains. It looks great. And so we can actually just go ahead and input the domains here. So boom, how do I do that? Oh, it's here. That's not working. Domains. Okay, so there they are. Now something that I'm thinking about is, what if we just want to purchase like 5? If we just want to purchase 5, I think one way to do it is by using a count. I don't know if this is the best way. This is how I'm going to do it for now, because this is what I can think about. But I'm sure there's a better way. So it's called an increment function. So increment function, and resets after one scenario run. Yeah, technically, yeah. So, and then we basically want this to be less than 6, I guess, less than 6. And so let's go ahead and run it once. And so we get a bunch of domains, iterate through the domains, and then we've got 15 domains, 5 of those domains, and then we only want 1, which we only want 5. I'm actually thinking there's a better way. The better way would be to have the array here. And so as you can see, like we've got array functions over here. So we can actually just use a function to get the first 5. And so you just get the first 5. And then after you get the first 5, you then do that. The reason for that is because, as you can see, we've used up 15 operations, which honestly, this works. Like this process works. I'm just showing you guys just so that you can also learn some stuff, right? When we go back here and we look at the operations, this, for the same 15, it used just 1, right? So it used just 1 operation. But for the same 15, now it used up 20 operations because we're doing this increment function counting 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And so the way you would actually do it, fix this issue, is by using an array function over here, which, like I said, I'm not going to be able to do that in this video right now. And so, boom, we've got the domains. We've got the first 5 domains. Now we can actually just plop it in here. And so now it actually looks exactly the way that we expect it to look. And so let's go in Smartlead now, and let's look at what we need. So now we need a forwarding domain. Oh, I didn't mean to close that because I'm still using it. Like we're still inspecting network effects HR. Let's do afonto.com. And so, boom, email forwarding to enter email to forward. We don't need to do that. And so now we can actually just go ahead and review order. And so review order, nothing pops up. Make secure payment. And so now you could just click that via the API and it should work. If you guys run into issues, let me know. I don't need to purchase these domains right now. I'm just showing you guys like how the process works. And so that's basically it. If this does not work, there's a request like in every single one of these. This page is in beta. Let me know if you run into any issues. And so just type it in there and let me know. But for now, I will leave it as is. So we've got by domains, and then let me do set variable, which is incomplete. Actually, is there a way to even add a note? I don't think so. Yeah, like incomplete, complete, and then I'll say watch video to see how to complete this. I'll say not completed, because the real reason is just because like I can't purchase these domains right now. I don't need any new domains, but I hope you guys still learned some stuff, right? Go to afonto.com/automations, download this for free, and let me know if you have any questions. Cheers.